visiting Texas, the home of Texas Stadium. Santa Claus on hand along with Deion Sanders. We keep talking about Deion. He's not going to be back. He's not going to be back. When do you think he might be back, John?
Well, obviously he's not going to play today. I don't expect him to play next week in the final against the Washington Redskins, but I do think that they intend for Deion Sanders to be back in uniform in playing in the playoffs.
Well, Deion frustrated, I'm sure, as are the Cowboys, by his absence.
You know, it's one of those things when you do the things that Deion Sanders does, and you need quickness and you need speed, you have to push off, you need all 10 of your toes in great shape.
Well, the Eagles have won the toss. And Allen Rossum, the speedster, the rookie from Notre Dame, going. And Rossum will handle it at the 10. To outside the 30. Flags come flying all over the place as Rossum came firing out of there with the opening kickoff. The Eagles, a face mask violation against Dallas.
And I bet it's a 15-yard variety. You know, we've seen very few this year of the 5-yard variety. One thing about this Cowboy group, they really get downfield quickly.
15-yard penalty, first down.
Charlie Williams got his hand in there and couldn't get it out. So they'll mark it off against, as you said, John, for Dallas, 15 yards against the Cowboys. And so the Eagles will start off in pretty good shape. They haven't won a road game in 2 years, the Eagles.
You know, and that's one of the reasons that Ray Rhodes isn't going to be back here. It's not that they just haven't won road games. They just, in the last couple of years, haven't won many games anywhere.
Coy Detmer gives the ball to Deuce Staley. Staley crosses midfield. Detmer, the quarterback, the brother of Ty Detmer. And he is refreshing to talk to. I think that's a word we could use.
Or different.
Different. The offensive line, Thomas Hegman, Everett, Beckles and Cooper. Staley, Turner, Fryer, Graham, and Fontenot. They use a lot of two tight end setups, and Fontenot is not always in the lineup. 2nd and 6. Detmer wheels it out to Staley, taken down by Randall Godfrey. Good play. Let's look at the Cowboy defense. They've been on the field a lot in the last few weeks. Pittman, Lett, Hennings, and Ellis. And they haven't put much pressure on anybody. The 3 linebackers. And the secondary's changed a bit. Kevin Smith is back, but he's playing right cornerback. And there's the defensive coordinator, Dave Campo.
Dave Campo has his nickel defense in there, which now is really 7 defensive backs. 4 defensive linemen, 7 defensive backs for the Cowboys.
Detmer retreats. Up the middle, complete. That's going to be very close to a first down for Deuce Staley. Detmer's up there saying first down, but he doesn't count.
As you say, it's a forward progress. It looked like Staley was right at that first down marker when he caught the pass. He was pushed back a little after that, but it's marked where he was first hit or where his progress was stopped.
They haven't moved the sticks yet. Ray Rhodes also signaled first down. Ray is very outspoken. He's a very emotional guy. It's 4th down. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, they put in their 2 tight ends, and the Cowboys have put their goal line or short yardage defense in.
Bubba Miller is one of the tight ends, number 65. And Detmer's going to throw it. Wheels it outside to a wide open Chris Fontenot. Inside the 30, and here comes a flag from the other side of the field.
And the flag was real late. It was after the play. That's a heck of a call. Bill Musgrave is the guy that calls the plays, the offensive plays.
There was no foul on the play. Number 65 did report eligible and was in an eligible position. The play results in a first down.
That's Bubba Miller, number 65. He did report, and he has to report after every play.
Yeah, and he was a tight end on this side. Right. They made the fake to this side. Coy Detmer went on a bootleg, and he hit Chris Fontenot on the outside on the other side. But You know, when you have a record like the Philadelphia Eagles and you've only won 3 games all year, you get the 4th down, you might as well do things like that.
Why not?
There's no time to be conservative.
And here's Deuce Staley. And Deuce gets down inside the 15 to about the 12, where he's knocked out of bounds by George Teague.
Now, there's a refreshing guy, Deuce Staley. You know,
he can run. He's a good runner.
I know, if you talk about a guy and you say, you know, what is the best thing about this Philadelphia Eagle offense right now? It's this guy here, Deuce Staley. And he not only, you see, he was waiting for a cut back there, and then he didn't see it, so he just took the next best thing to bounce out. And you see what he does here? He makes a tackler miss. Now, that's a problem that the Cowboys have had, too.
Last week against Van Morris, now it's Deuce Staley, and he gets the carry again. And Staley gets down to the 4-5 yard line saved before he is knocked down.
You know, Kevin Mathis is the starting left corner now. He's really beaten out Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is playing the right corner, Deion Sanders' corner. And as well as Kevin Mathis played last week against the pass, he did have trouble tackling against the run, and he just missed that tackle on Staley 2 plays ago.
Phil Musgrave, who's come in mid-season or before that even, to take over the play calling chores. And here's Detmer firing out of the end zone and incomplete.
That's one thing that Coy Detmer likes to do. He was saying last night that, you know, in the NFL you have to be a pocket passer and you have to stand in there and throw the ball. He said, but sometimes when you stand in there it feels like the walls are collapsing on you. He said it's nice to just to get outside. He said you can see a little better, and you have a little more time, and there aren't those big rush guys right in your face.
3rd and 3. And the ball is given to Staley, and Staley is short of the first down. The ball came loose, and the Cowboys look as if they got it, if he was not already down.
Usually when that official stands there and points to the ground, as he was doing, the line judge there, when he was pointing to the ground, he was saying that the ball was down.
Before the ball came out, 4th down.
It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, you can see that official come in there and point to the ground. Now, what he was saying is that the forward progress stopped before the ball came out. See, what the key is right there is when they blow the whistle. So if he blew the whistle before the ball came out.
Field goal attempt by Chris Bonio from 21 yards away is good. Tommy Hutton was the holder. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff and lead 3-0. And they lead 3-0. Deuce Staley having his ankles wrapped over the top of the shoes, and Emmitt Smith on the other side, the other number 22, getting ready.
Emmitt Smith is still looking for that all-time rushing touchdown record. He's tied now with Marcus Allen. He gets a rushing touchdown today, he'll break the all-time record.
Tyrone Hughes back deep. He'll return the kickoff for the Cowboys, and tripped up at about the 28 by Tim McTire. I should say. And here's one right here with Sherman Williams and Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, Chan Gailey was saying yesterday he already had a script done. 6 of his first 7 plays are going to be different personnel packages.
Sherman Williams in motion. Emmitt Smith deep. Here they come with Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt passes to the 30, about the 31. Here's the Dallas offense, led by quarterback Troy Aikman. 13 touchdowns this year. In front of him, Larry Allen, Nate Newton, Mike Kiselak, Flozell Adams, the rookie, and Eric Williams. Emmitt Smith, Darrell Johnson, Billy Davis, Michael Irvin, and Eric Bjornsson, the tight end. That would be the standard setup. 2nd and 6.
Tony Hudson is in there at tight end on this 2nd down play.
And here's Emmitt Smith again. Emmitt whirls out to about the 35. Let's look at the Eagles defense. Their top 6 defensive linemen are out with injury, so that's the front 4. The 3 linebackers have remained sort of healthy. Thomas, Willis, and Caldwell. And the 4 deep backs, Bobby Taylor's out with the flu. Al Harris is in his place. Troy Vincent, the other corner. Dawkins and Zordich, the 2 safeties. Although Zordich didn't think he was going to start today. He's in the game now, however. That's Billy Davis in motion, and Aikman back to throw it. And down he goes. In the face of Eagle pressure. Harris.
Yeah, I was just going to say someone's going to get a sack on that, but if anyone should get a sack, it's a 25-yard line. Because you watch Troy Aikman, he just gets caught up in there. He knows that they're going to blitz. I mean, watch the Eagles. They have everyone up in here. They're going to put pressure on 3rd down. Troy Aikman goes back there. He just falls down. I don't know if he fell down because his feet crumpled or if he fell down because he saw 2 guys coming free on him.
Well, that would be reason enough, I guess.
It doesn't make any difference. Yeah, he wasn't going to take a big hit there.
Toby going. Hangs one up. Rawson watches it roll in favor of the Cowboys. Down to the 20. Down to the 19. And that's where the Eagles will start. And Toby going smiles as he knows he got a great bounce. 3-0 Philadelphia. Out of 4. There's Troy Aikman. And playoff update. Clinching playoff berths today. Jacksonville, New England, and Buffalo. Teams eliminated today. Pittsburgh, Oakland, Seattle. All in the AFC.
And congratulations to Bill Parcells and his New York Jets.
Isn't that the truth?
What a job they've done.
Kevin Turner, the ball carrier. A lot of pointing going on. Some of the other scores, the Patriots upset San Francisco. I guess that's an upset.
I think without Bledsoe, I think that's a big upset.
Yeah. And Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh by 1. The Bears, how about the Bears beating Baltimore 24-3? The Giants over Kansas City. Giants, playoff hopes are still alive.
The Giants are giant killers on successive weeks. They beat Kansas City and Denver.
Detmer's pass is right there to Jeff Graham, who can't hang on. He looked back and gestured as if to say, it's my fault, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's one of the patterns that, you know, with Coy Detmer, that Coy Detmer likes, and Bill Musgrave likes to call, is that crossing pattern. A lot of teams will use their speed to go up the field. The Philadelphia Eagles try and use their speed to go across the field.
That's George Hegeman, former Cowboy who was just traded to the Eagles this past year. His 5th season. And he is adequate in size.
And he is, and he was just starting to come along as a player. They've tried him at tackle, and I think he's found his position as a left guard.
That's what Ray Rhodes says. He has an explosion. 3-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By the Office of National Drug Control Policy, a partnership for a drug-free America. And by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
3rd and 8 for the Eagles at their own 21. Detmer drops. Behind Graham, incomplete.
The Eagles had an interesting formation. That's 2 in a row for Graham dropping. They had no one in the backfield. Deuce Staley was one of the receivers out to the left. They had a group of 3 out to the left and a group of 2 on the right. No one in the backfield. And that was the 2nd time in a row that Jeff Graham was open and dropped the ball. The same pattern, too, as a crossing pattern.
Tommy Hutton, left-footed punter. Tyrone Hughes back deep. The Cowboys says stay away from it. Out of bounds at about the 41, it appears. By the way, Ed Hockley is the referee today, as we're still in the first quarter at Texas Stadium. 7-6 Central here on Fox. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Aikman gives to Emmitt Smith. Back at the line of scrimmage. Tripped up there.
You know, that was an interesting formation. We talked about personnel packages. They brought a backup offensive lineman in, the Cowboys did, Tony Hudson, and put him in the backfield. So now you have a guard attack. You see, and he's playing this position right here. So instead of Moose Johnston on the lead, you're going to have a big 290-pound guy. Now he comes in the lead and he gets his block, but it didn't do any good because Emmitt Smith just ran right into him.
3 wide receivers set up this time. 2nd 11. This is Emmitt Smith again. Tripped up by James Willis.
It seems like every time the Cowboys run lately, there's always one free guy.
Yep.
You know, that time it was James Willis. You know, I mean, we've seen where it's been Zordich. We've seen where it's been, you know, Thomas. I mean, there always seems to be one free guy there to make the tackle. Sometimes as a running back, you got to beat that free guy, run over him, run by him, because you're not going to get everyone blocked and knocked down all the time.
Chris Warren is to Aikman's left.
Here comes the blitz.
And here comes the blitz.
This is going to be all-out blitz.
And they picked it up pretty good. And Aikman gets the ball to Irvin. And Michael Irvin inside the 20 to the 15. Bobby Taylor finally took him down.
And it all starts with blocking. Watch what Larry Allen does here, Pat, because they're coming on an all-out blitz. They're bringing more than they can block. So boom, Larry Allen stops on. He just knocks down 2 guys out there on the outside. That's the way to do it. If they have more than you can block, have your left tackle knock 2 of them down. Warren makes a good block, and again, when you sell out on the blitz, that means you're going to have man-to-man coverage. When you have man-to-man coverage, Troy Aikman is always going to look for Michael Irvin.
And usually he's going to find him. Aikman drops quickly. Screen pass coming in at Smith. Nothing there. Michael Zordich took him out of bounds.
You know, and that's the type of thing that we talked about earlier, that the Eagles have always had a lot of success blitzing and knocking Troy Aikman down and going after him. That's what they tried to do on that down, and the Cowboys and Troy Aikman were ready for it.
They had somebody on everybody on that long pass completion to Michael Irvin. They did a good job blocking.
Well, like I said, Larry Allen did a good job blocking too.
Here's Emmitt again. And Emmitt knocked out of bounds. Picked up very little. Al Harris came up to make the hit.
Yeah, Emmitt couldn't get out there to his lead blocker. Larry Allen was his lead blocker. You're going to see him, number 73 here. He's going to pull and become the lead. Now if Emmitt Smith could have gotten to Larry Allen right there, he would have had a play. You see, but he was stopped by Al Harris before he could ever get to Larry Allen. Or maybe Larry Allen should have blocked Al Harris.
4 Pro Bowl selections by Larry Allen, and that certainly merited. 3rd down. Chris Warren. And Warren gets inside the 10 to about the 8, maybe the 7.
Yeah, but you have to wonder, when you have a quarterback like Troy Aikman and you have this kind of team and you get 3rd and long, why don't you pass the ball? I mean, you know, why don't you just throw the ball into the end zone? Here they have a bunch. Billy Davis gets a good block, but again, to get a 1st down there, they needed 8 yards. And this, any pro defense is going to be too good for you just to run the ball 8 yards.
That is rather strange. You see the block by Larry Allen on that one?
Larry Allen had a good one, and Billy Davis came back in a crack and had a good one.
That's a fake. And Bjornsson scores on a fake field goal.
That's the reason that he didn't throw on 3rd down. He wanted to use his trick. He wanted to use his trick on the field goal block.
Eric Bjornsson, the holder.
Watch this, what a hole. Here's Eric Bjornsson. See, the ball is just going to be snapped to him. That could have been an option, but that hole was so big.
Oh, boy.
When Bjornsson gets that ball, there's no way that he's going to even look back, let alone throw it back.
Cover up the ball and spike it.
Yeah, the Eagles were on a field goal block. The last thing that they were thinking about was Eric Bjornsson running.
That's the last thing I was thinking about.
Me too. Ray Rhodes too.
7-3. The Cowboys lead. Eric Bjornsson. Saturday, it's a Fox NFL special when rookie sensation Randy Moss leads the high-flying Minnesota Vikings into Tennessee to battle the Oilers. Coverage begins Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox. And look at the 9 Pro Bowlers picked off that Minnesota bunch to go to the Pro Bowl. Denver had 9. Minnesota had 9. They were tied for the most.
Well, you know, when you have a year like the Vikings had, then you're going to have the most players in the Pro Bowl. Michael Irvin celebrating that play with Deion Sanders because it was Michael Irvin's catch that got the Cowboys down there, and then of course it was Bjornsson's fake in the hole that got him the touchdown. But that was the blitz. Here's the fake one more time. Right here, you see when Bjornsson picks that ball up. I mean, that hole is so big that he doesn't care what that play was.
You've often heard it said you could drive a truck through that. That one you could drive your bus through there.
Well, they knew where the block was coming. What you do is you overload in the middle. That's what the Eagles did, and then you come from one side or the other. So they ran the ball between the overload in the middle and the side they were coming from.
So set to kick it off for the Cowboys is Toby Goen. And back deep, Rossum and Walker for Philadelphia. Rossum at the 5. Flag on the play again as Rossum is knocked out of bounds at about the 29-yard line by Darren Woodson. It always amazes me to see that a player of that quality, all-pro quality like Darren Woodson, still does such a good job on special teams.
You know, we were talking to Irving Fryer, the wide receiver of the Eagles.
10-yard penalty, it's still first down.
Last night we were talking about Darren Woodson, and he just said Darren Woodson's a man.
Yep.
He said he's a real man. He said he's a man. He just kept saying he's a man. I mean, there was no question to Irving Fryer that Darren Woodson is a football player. And that's what I thought. I mean, Darren Woodson just comes every week to play. And whether you're playing defense and you're a safety and you back off, or you're up, or you're on a punt coverage or kickoff coverage, you just come every Sunday to play football.
And there are guys who can't play when they're hurt or dinged a little bit. He plays almost every week with some sort of injury and plays well. Detmer to Graham outside. That's a catch.
Boy, Detmer's going to keep throwing to Jeff Graham till they get this thing right. That's the third time that he's thrown to him. Here's Jeff Graham. He's the outside receiver there. And you're going to see he's running against Kevin Smith just to short out. Anytime you get a corner off that far and it's on first down, you're going to just take that 6 or 7 yards they're giving you.
And you might be setting up a double move. But out and up. Here's Deuce Staley swarmed under.
Ooh, Deuce Staley will learn that you can't make that many moves before you get to the line of scrimmage.
Fred Strickland all over him.
Yeah, he tried to make 3 or 4 moves before he ever got in there. And these guys are going to swarm. That's the one thing that the Cowboys talk about is gang tackling and swarming. You see, when you make that many moves and you stay in the backfield that long, there's going to be a whole bunch of white jerseys that are going to be coming awfully quick.
2 of those little skips he had
that he could have done without.
Yep. So Detmer back to throw it. Pass is caught by Irving Fryer.
And you saw Kevin Mathis really came in for the hit there. I mean, he didn't know whether he was coming in there to get the hit or get the interception. He was about a half a step late for the interception, but he got a heck of a hit, that Irving Fryer. Watch him come in from the outside. You see that there? If he had been a half a step sooner, he would have been in position to get an interception. A half a step later, he's going to end up with a crunching hit on Irving Fryer.
Low punt sails down to Tyrone Hughes, who fields it and gets to about the 44-yard line. Next week, it's the final weekend of the regular season, and it ends with a classic NFC Central matchup As Brett Favre and the Packers battle the Bears plus other regional action. Coverage begins with the pregame show featuring the 1998 Terry Awards at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. There's a picture of Kent Graham. I wonder if he gets the Terry Award.
No, but he's had a pretty good 2 weeks, hasn't he? Who would have thunk, huh?
I think the record under Kent Graham is 4-1. Billy Davis in motion, and that's Emmitt Smith into the secondary to midfield and across.
You know, one thing about this Chan Gailey offense, he uses his wide receivers as lead blockers too. There's a Cowboy defense looking and making their adjustments. They get together in the sideline, and then they get the pictures from up above, and they look at the formations that the Eagles have given them. And then they go over that and make their adjustments there on the sideline.
The Cowboys have lost 3 in a row. Minnesota Thanksgiving Day, then to New Orleans. Last week to Kansas City. Here's Emmitt Smith. First down.
I think we talk about things that the Cowboys want to do or get back to. Last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, they didn't have any running, but they only tried to run 4 times in the second half. And I think that, one of the things that they talk about getting back to is not only running, but running the ball straight up the middle. I mean, that's where Emmitt Smith is at its best. Emmitt Smith is not a guy that's going to get outside. Emmitt Smith is very good, one of the best ever at running between the tackles.
You give him just a little opening, and he'll take advantage of it. Williams stays in. Aikman. Pass was hit, I believe, just as he let it go. Deflected. Intended for Billy Davis.
It's interesting. It's going to be tougher for the Eagles to, Bobby Taylor always plays very well against these Cowboys, as a cover guy on Michael Irvin and blitzing. And without Bobby Taylor in there today, it's going to be tougher for the Eagles to do all that blitzing that they usually do. Because Al Harris is going to have to play man-to-man, and because Bobby Taylor isn't in there to blitz or cover Michael Irvin.
Aikman retreats, and down he goes. Second time today. This is Steve Martin, and that's the second time he's been credited with a sack.
The guy that is covering is Troy Vincent, and as you look at Troy Aikman go back here, he's looking for Michael Irvin. He has Michael Irvin going deep, you see, to his left, and he waited and waited, and he couldn't wait any longer, and Steve Martin got there. But here you're going to see on the backside, right here, you're going to see Michael Irvin as man-to-man on Troy Vincent. No safety in the middle. Right. That's who Troy Aikman was trying to throw the ball to.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score of the Cowboys 7, the Eagles 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. At Summerall John Madden at Texas Stadium, where Dallas leads Philadelphia 7-3. Eagles show on blitz on third down. Aikman is unprotected, and he has to just throw it out of bounds. Right now for an NFL update, let's return to Los Angeles.
Thank you, Pat. From Silverdome, let's go down here and check out Chris Chandler. 8-yard touchdown pass, swing pass to Jamal Anderson. 3 or 4 tackles are broken, goes in. Game's all tied up. Detroit 7, Atlanta 7. Now let's take it back to Pat and John at Dallas, Texas.
Thank you, Terry. Enthusiastic update.
It's always nice to hear Terry Bradshaw do an update.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard it before.
Very, very comforting to all of us.
Brady Solomon will field this kick and does. And the coverage is excellent. Down at the 15. So the Eagles again take over deep in their own territory, trailing the Cowboys 7-3.
Be all you can be. And by Burger King. If you ask us, it just tastes better.
Did you have an electric bus set when you were growing up?
No, I had an electric train set, though.
Did you?
Yeah, but not that big. I used to get the little cheap kind that would always break the first day you had them. There's Bubba Miller's in there at tight end now, Pat, on first down.
Fake to Staley, and Detmer has a lot of time. And he has Irving Fryer. Fryer across midfield. Fryer out of bounds at about the Cowboy 41-yard line.
Well, you know,
Kevin
Bubba Miller, I was just going to say, Bubba Miller is a backup center and guard. And anytime you put him in on tight end and first down, you know, it's either going to be a run, or if it's going to be a pass, it's going to be maximum pass protection, because big old Bubba Miller's not going to go out. You see, so he's going to keep it, so you're going to have a lot of time, like Coy Detmer did that time, to find Irving Fryer.
Bubba's not going to catch a lot of passes.
But he's not even going to try. I mean, Bubba's not even going to leave the line of scrimmage to go out and try and get one.
This is Staley across the 40 to about the 38.
You know, we talk about personnel packages, and that's one thing that the Eagles do a lot of. They change their tight ends a lot. I mean, Andrew Jordan is in there. Fontenot's in there, and now you see again on first down, here comes Bubba Miller back in as a tight end. So it's either going to be like a run at him, or it's going to be a pass and maximum pass protection.
2nd and 6. And Detmer fakes and lofts it deep. Oh, out of the reach of Jeff Graham. He was doubled.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you go maximum pass protection. When you put him in, then you know you're not going to have a lot of guys out. You see, you get your guys, your tight end stay here. So now your quarterback is going to have time. So now you go, but now at the other end, because the quarterback has so much time, just watch what happens to your receivers. You see, if we can stop it right here, we can see that we got a double here and a double here, again, because of the maximum pass protection.
It's 3rd and 6, and Detmer drops. Intended for Solomon, incomplete. Too far, perhaps, for a field goal.
You know, one thing about Coy Detmer being under 6 feet, really to see over that big defensive line, he has to bounce. You see what he's doing? He looks like he's on a pogo stick. And he goes up and down to try and see, not only, you know, to see where the defense is, but to see where his receivers are.
Well, he kept telling Ray Rhodes he'd put some points on the board. And when they gave him a chance, he did. Hutton's kick. They allow it to bounce. I think it's going to be down at about the 1-yard line. Yes, it is. And they did a lot of dancing at about the 1, but they kept it from going into the end zone. And so that's where the Cowboys will take over.
Here that Mike Caldwell makes, you know, I always say, why don't they kick for coffin corner anymore? Well, this is the 1990s version of coffin corner. You just put the ball up there, let it bounce, get your guys in behind the ball, and let them catch it and down it before it gets into the end zone. That was a heck of a play by Mike Caldwell. Really? Who's also their starting linebacker.
And so the Cowboys will start at the 1.
Hey, Silva!
Emmett Smith, the ball carrier, to about the 3. Heard the official yell, perhaps it's over.
You know, one of the things that you do, and the reason that Michael Irvin is out of there, is when you're coming off the goal line, you use the same offense that you use going in. And that's basically a goal line offense, a 2 tight end, a tight formation type of thing to get the ball out of here. You can see the Cowboys, 2 tight ends, I formation.
Aikman fires deep for Jeffers, incomplete.
Oh, and that was right into double coverage. But it looked like that was a perfect throw.
Troy Vincent.
Looked like Patrick Jefferson should have had that ball.
And Brian Dawkins, I beg your pardon.
Well, Troy Vincent is the guy who's been covering Michael Irvin all day. Michael Irvin isn't in the game, so now he's covering Patrick Jeffers. And I think that Troy Aikman made a perfect throw. I mean, that was double coverage.
It's
Jeffers
right
got a step on the double coverage, and Troy Aikman made a perfect pass, and Jeffers dropped it.
Benson got a hand in there just at the last second that may have distracted him. Aikman standing in his own end zone out of the shotgun. Jeff Ogden was the man in motion. Aikman throws out to Chris Warren. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 9, short of the first down.
This is one of the reasons that the Cowboys aren't as effective in the shotgun as they can be, is they get bad snaps. Mike Kislak is not a good snapper, a good center on the shotgun. And you see Troy Aikman is back there. Now, in those low snaps, you have to bend down and you have to take your eyes off your receivers and off the defense, then come back up and locate everything.
So why be in the shotgun?
I have no idea. I mean, that's their offense, but I mean, they got to get a center that can stop the ball. I mean, that should be an automatic thing right up by the guy's shoulders.
So Goin, standing back in the end zone, gets it out of there, and it's a good high kick. Solomon. The Cowboy coverage is excellent. They're there as soon as he fields it. Darren Hambrick was the first man down. 7-3 Dallas lead.
Yeah, I think one of the toughest jobs in football is a punt returner. Here's Freddie Solomon. Now look, he's looking up at the ball, but you have to know where the other guys are too. So he's looking up at the ball, and as the ball's coming down, he's looking, and here's what he sees. I mean, here's 5 guys coming on him right now. So that's you know, you're supposed to look the ball into your hands and all that stuff.
That's what they say.
But that's easy to say if you don't have 5 big old guys running at you.
Here comes a Cowboy blitz. Detmer gives the ball to Staley, and Staley's around the corner for an Eagle first down to about the 41-yard line of Dallas.
You know, that's one of the rules for a running back, that anytime you see a blitz on a running down on the inside, then you try and pack them all to the inside and get the ball to the outside. And that's exactly what Deuce Staley did on that play. Yeah, we always talk about blitzing, and it's usually about blitzing or rushing the quarterback. But both of these teams also use run blitzes to stop running plays.
Detmer gets it to Staley. Staley gets about 8. And right now, for an NFL update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Alternating back here, Pat, and what happened here with Arizona Snake? He throws it, picked off by Sammy Knight from Rubidoux High and USC. He returns it 38 yards to pay dirt. 9th defensive return for a touchdown by the Saints this season. 7-3, New Orleans is on top. Back to Pat and John.
You never know who you're going to get back in Los Angeles.
It's what they call a tag team.
Yeah. Detmer doesn't like what he sees, and he took a timeout.
You know, talking about tag teams, you know, the governor of Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yes, I know who he is.
Yeah, he was tag team champion of the world one time, and his partner was Bobby the Brain Heenan.
How do you know that?
Now you're talking.
At Summerall with John Madden at Texas Stadium. 11-10 left, second and quarter. 2nd and 1 at the Dallas 32. Detmer 7 out of 12 for his day's work. Deuce Staley trying to get up to that magic 1,000-yard rushing figure. And the Deuce gets first down. He's a good runner.
Yeah, you know, he was telling us last night, he said that last year, his whole year, he only carried the ball 7 times all year. Of course, the Eagles had Ricky Waters here. He said, and then he goes to a game like a week ago and he carries the ball 30 times. He said, and that's a heck of a lot different feeling the next week after 30 carries than it was after 7 for the whole season.
A little bit more sore.
Yeah, but he's a good kid. And if there's been any positive thing on this Eagle offense, it's been Deuce Staley all year.
Detmer gets the screen pass to Kevin Turner, and Turner is down inside the Cowboy, and a flag on the play inside the Cowboy 20-yard line. A flag.
And the flag is holding against the Eagles. It was a real late flag, so it had to be something towards the end of the play.
Flag was thrown way back outside the 20. The ball is down at about the 14-yard line.
Well, it was thrown by the referee.
Offense number 69, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
George Hageman.
George Hageman is a guard. It was a screen to his side. He was out on the screen. Here's George Hageman right here. He's the left guard. And you're going to see on a screen pass, you block, block, block. Then you come down the line of scrimmage, don't go over the line, and then you start to block. You know, here he comes here. You see, you let your guy go, then you go down the line of scrimmage. The screen gets in behind you. And right there, they say George Hegeman, hell, no, he didn't.
I did not see any holding.
And the referee that called it was about 20 yards behind that play. That was a phantom call by Ed Hochuli.
1st and 14. That was not holding. Here's Detmer, throws quickly, and the pass is batted away by intended for Jeff Graham, defended by Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith now is playing this other corner. He's normally the left corner. He's playing right corner here. He got a pretty good jump on that. Remember earlier when I said that he was off and you can take that out anytime you want? Well, Kevin Smith baited him a little to take that one, and then he got up there and jumped on it.
What about the out and up now?
Well, then that's the thing. If the guy stays back there, you try and take that out in front of him on 1st down. And then if he jumps it like that, then you do the double move, the out and up.
Detmer has taken a timeout and headed over to the Eagle bench. And the Eagles only have one left. Don't forget to stay with us for the Visa halftime report. JB and Terry scores highlights. The Fox Sports ticker with up to the second stats. A lot of playoff things happening today. A lot of people eliminated. A lot of people still alive.
You're talking about being eliminated and being alive. There's Ray Rhodes, who's probably have as frustrating and as long a year as he's ever had in his life in football. And he's a good coach and he's a good man, and these things happen. And like he was saying last night, he says you hope that in your lifetime you never have to go through a year where you only win 3 games. He said, but when you do, he said you have to learn from it so you can go back and never let it happen again.
Well, his teams for the first 2 years of his tenure in Philadelphia were in the playoffs, and their record went steadily down until this year has been almost unbearable. And it has been unbearable for Ray Rhodes.
They haven't had great drafts. They haven't had a quarterback, and they've had a lot of injuries.
Boy, Detmer. And a flag comes out in the middle of the play, and there comes another one.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, it's still 2nd down.
Called against Richard Cooper, who moved before the snap. So no play.
And then the referee, Dan Hochuli, did a good job. You see, here he is right here. They're saying that Richard Cooper moved here. Yep, you see that little move there. He did move.
Yeah.
And then the thing is now, once he moves, you don't get a free or unabated run at the quarterback. So by blowing the whistle and jumping in there, that was a good job of protecting the quarterback.
So it's 2nd and 19. And here's another flag. And if they're not careful, they're going to be out of field goal range pretty soon.
Yeah, they had the bad call on him. I mean, that holding on George Hegeman was a bad call.
False start, offense number 77. 5-yard penalty.
Again, it was Richard Cooper. I haven't seen that before. Two in a row on the same guy.
I think Eric Williams has probably done that before here.
Oh, yeah?
There's Richard Cooper right there, and he does move. I mean, he picks up and moves. There's no excuse for that. I mean, there's no thing where he just flinched a little. He just didn't have the snap count right. I mean, snaps on 2, and Richard Cooper's leaving on 1.
2nd and 24 now. And Detmer outside to Staley. He gets to the 40. He's actually slung to the 40 by Randall Godfrey.
And George Teague was the first guy up there, and that's one of the things that you want to do. What George Teague did is you want to come up there and you want to just fire at the guy in the open field, and then if you can get your defense to swarm, then is when that gang tackling comes in. But get someone to fire quickly to make the guy stop or adjust.
3rd and 21. 3 wide receivers.
I was just going to say the Eagles are 0-5 on 3rd down conversion.
Here comes the Cowboy blitz. Detmer. High Denzel Reese is the closest man, and he's wearing the wrong color.
The Eagles are now 0 for 6 on third down conversions. Again, that was a tough series because they had 3 penalties on this group. What he's complaining there is that Kevin Mathis just put his hand out and grabbed Jeff Graham. He only has one good arm. Kevin Mathis does. He has a cast on one, so he stuck his arm out there before the ball got there. Eagles had some tough calls against him on that drive.
They really did. Hutton back to punt it. Tyrone Hughes deep. Signals fair catch and makes it at about the 11. Frustrating time for Deion Sanders, who's on the sideline again this afternoon. Deactivated on Friday. We talked with Jerry Jones about the situation with Deion earlier today.
Deion has a little tear in what is known as the volar plate. It's about 3/4 long and has about 3/4 width. It's a sprain. We don't know, no one knows when that will be repaired enough for him to play. There's no structural damage, there's no tendon damage, but it's very painful. That great toe area really is disabling when it's not just right. We had hoped he would be back out there now. If he were ready to play, he'd be playing today. But we haven't wanted to do anything in the managing of this that would prevent him from playing in the playoffs.
So that's your update on Deion Sanders.
It sounds like to me that they're just not going to play him next week, just play him in the playoffs.
Right now, for an NFL update, let's return to Los Angeles.
And John, take a look at the Saints defense coming through once again. Cardinals look to be going for the score. Frank Sanders hit hard, fumbled the ball. Saints deep coming up big once again. Saints holding to that 4-point lead. That in the second. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
And Emmitt Smith slowly getting up. 2nd and 1. He got 9 on that carry, but now limping back.
On that carry, he got a very good block from his fullback, Moose Johnston.
Chris Warren, who they had high, great hopes, and now Chris Warren grabbed.
Chris Warren has had a groin injury,
and
he was just coming back, and you can see that he grabbed that area when he went down, that he pulled that groin again right there at the end of that play. He might have just come back a little too soon. Watch Larry Allen, number 77. He makes that kick-out block there that really makes the hole for Chris Warren. I think when Chris Warren goes right there at the end, that end extension is when he does it. He has the foot planted, and then he goes to take that next step.
And he's still down on the sideline.
And it's one of those things that is very tough. You know, when you pull a muscle, to know if the muscle is ready to go 100% again, because when you work out, you don't go 100%. Then you get in the game, and you have to give that extra oomph, you know, that gets you to 100%. And that's the first time that you tested it.
And here's Emmitt Smith, who was hurt the previous play.
This is the play that he was hurt. I was talking about Moose Johnston. You see right there? Moose Johnston made the block that freed Emmitt Smith. Had a pretty good straight arm there. I don't know exactly what he hurt, but I do know that he had a bad ankle.
Yeah, he's had a problem with his ankle.
And he missed a couple of days of practice this week with the ankle.
So Emmitt Smith is back in the game. Chris Warren in obvious pain. Sherman Williams is the other running back.
You know, and they planned for Chris Warren to be such a big part of the offense this year. You know, one thing he was going to do is spell Emmitt Smith, and that's a pretty good spell, as we just saw there. And then, of course, he was going to be the third down back in the shotgun.
Next Saturday, it's a Fox NFL special when rookie sensation Randy Moss leads the high-flying Minnesota Vikings into Tennessee. The Battle of the Oilers coverage begins Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox. Randy Moss, if you haven't seen him, is something to see.
You know, either Randy Moss or Randall Cunningham could very well be the MVP in the NFC.
Well, I think that one of the two certainly should be.
Yeah, you know, at first I thought Randy Moss would be Rookie of the Year, and then thought he'd be in the Pro Bowl, and he is both of those things. Now I think he's going to be MVP.
Here's Emmitt Smith. Emmitt heads around the corner and is cut down on the sideline.
You know, they found something out there. The Cowboys have. They're staying with that running, and they're running to their left side. And of course, here's one of the things. Here's one of the things right there. Moose Johnston is the other thing. But when Larry Allen gets you, you see how far he knocks you out and off the line of scrimmage
and down.
So I think that's what they found over there on that left side. I don't know there was necessarily a weakness in the defense. I think it's a very strong strength in the offense.
2nd and 4. And Emmitt gets the carry again in that same direction and burrows close to first down yardage.
But look at the power. I mean, just look at the power of Larry Allen. I mean, he gets in here. Now, here's a man blocking. I mean, if you're a kid and you want to be a tackle, watch this. This is how to man block. You get square in the guy, you put your head in, and then you lift up, then you drive your feet, and you keep driving, and then you get position. I mean, he just drove Jefferson like 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. But he gets square, and you keep your feet square, and you drive your feet.
And he bench presses over 600 pounds.
Now that is a bench press. I mean, if you can do 600 pounds, you're a man or something.
Here's Emmitt Smith again in that same direction. And this time,
Emmitt Smith should have cut off Larry Allen's block that time, because Larry Allen had his guy going. He had him going back and going to the outside. Now watch, the hole is inside. You see, he has to go inside right now. Follow Moose Johnston in there. You see, he could have ran right off that, and he bounced to the outside.
Jermaine Trotter.
Yeah, he could have taken that earlier.
Made that good tackle.
Well, it's easy to see those holes from up here, though, isn't it, on slow motion?
It's hard to imagine how fast things are happening down there. 2nd down. This is Sherman Williams. And Sherman gets to midfield. Picked up about 6.
Yeah, we were talking about them running to the left. This is the 6th straight play that the Cowboys have run to the left side. And again, to me, that's about Nate Newton blocking there. It's about Larry Allen blocking like that. I mean, whoever he gets on, he just knocks his guy out of there. And then by knocking his guy out of there, that creates a hole.
There's Chris Warren, still in pain. Yeah. Nate Newton's birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nate. 37 years old today.
And doing a good job. Here's Emmitt Smith shedding tacklers, and Emmitt to the 40. Emmitt still going at the 30. Typical historic Emmitt Smith effort. Brian Dawkins finally stopped it.
It was something. They run the ball 6 straight times to the left. Now here he starts to the right, but then he ends up cutting it back to the left. Starts to the right, gets all that flow going that way. Missed tackle right there. Now he got the ball in the left hand. He's ready for a straight arm there. Gets ready for a straight arm. Then he's going to get a spin. That's a heck of a move. You want to see why he came back to the left? Look at this. Look what Larry Allen is doing. That along with a little help from his tight end, that's just destroying a side.
Here's Sherman Williams.
Hey!
Nobody's surprised. We've just been notified that Chris Warren has re-aggravated that groin pull and will not return.
You know, Larry Allen, we just saw a picture of Larry Allen there, and we see what he's doing now, where he's just dominating that line of scrimmage, and that's what the Cowboys have to get to. He had trouble, remember, with Joe Johnson
in New Orleans.
Had a little trouble last week, but today he's playing like the great Larry Allen.
Jeffers was the man on the move, and here's Aikman back to throw. He's trying to set up a screen pass. It just does get it in there.
You know,
Emmitt Smith.
I'm never sure, Pat, why they run screen passes when they haven't passed a lot. You know, when you're running, run, then play pass, where you fake a run and throw a pass is a good play. When you're passing, a screen or a draw is a good play. But when you're not passing, then a screen is not a good play.
Aikman was lucky to get the ball in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that because you're running and running so successfully, you're getting the defense tighter to the line of scrimmage.
Aikman drops back, and let's watch the center and see where it comes. Backward Kislak. That's a good one. Here comes the blitz, and Aikman has no chance. Down he goes.
Yep, they ran the ball 8 straight times, and then they go on and they run a screen pass. Here's where they're going to get the pressure from this side. You see he's coming free here. No one gets him. Troy Aikman is the first guy that sees him, so he's just going to go down. But they had that running game going. I mean, they run the ball 8 straight times, and then they went to that screen pass, and the screen pass is the play that put him into that position.
So this is Toby going. And the punt, and Freddie Solomon back deep for the Eagles. Going line shot kick. That one's going to take off through the end zone and out. And they'll bring it out to the 20. They didn't net much out of that.
And the fans are booing because they wanted the coffin corner kick.
Yeah. On Sunday, Dallas 7, Philadelphia 3.
You know, one thing that the Cowboys, as long as they leave the Eagles in this game, the tougher it's going to be for them. And this is
exactly right.
The thing I said earlier, that you take a team like the Eagles that are down, and you got to jump on them right off the bat. And if you don't, they get more and more confidence as the game goes on.
This is Corey Walker up to the 40-yard line.
It looks like anyone could run to the left side. I mean, you know, Deuce Staley's been doing it. They put Walker in it. You know, the Cowboys have been doing it that whole drive. And this is one thing that is really haunting the Cowboys. One is that you can run against them, but two, the poor tackling. Watch that. I mean, that's Kevin Smith there. I mean, they don't even look like they take it seriously. Woodson goes right by, and until they get the third or fourth guy there, they've had about 3 or 4 whiffs.
This is Walker again. Second-year man from Arkansas State. And he appears to be very, very quick.
Yeah, they're just coming right back and giving them the same dose of what the Cowboys gave them. Just running right at them, running to the left side.
You're so right. The longer the Eagles stay in this, the tougher it's going to be.
Yeah, and the Cowboys are letting them stay in. I mean, you know, the Eagles are playing very aggressively, but the Cowboys aren't putting any points on there.
Detmer outside to Fryer. And Fryer gets an Eagle first down, and we get the 2-minute warning. 7-3. The Cowboys over the Eagles. 2 minutes left to play in the first half.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller High Life. Any High Life man is strong enough to resist the taste of bacon, but why would he?
Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys lead the Eagles 7-3, and that's a collection that's on the wrist of number 21, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, we call those baubles and bangles. Are those words? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's
he
right.
got a lot of baubles and bangles on his wrist, and
that's a song.
Yeah, that just pulled his arm out of his socket.
Out quickly to Jeff Graham this time. And he bangs it upfield, short of a first down, but to the Cowboy 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's one thing as a coach. You have to always know how to get down on your hands and knees and draw. And the other thing is to draw upside down.
Yeah. You got to be either a coach or an insurance salesman. Detmer. Flag on this one. Dexter Coakley, no question about that.
Yeah, and Dexter Coakley knows it too. I mean, he was there and he got that right hand in there before the ball got there. Interesting. I think
Pass
the Eagles.
interference, defense number 52. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
And now's a pretty good time to take a shot. I mean, I think that you know that they have good position here. You see that Coakley gives them that one, and I think that they got the Cowboys defense on the run, and I think now is, you know, they've been doing that run and they've been doing the shorter passing. Now's the time to take a shot at a deep one.
The handoff is to Kevin Turner. who doesn't do a lot of ball carrying.
You know, Coy Detmer, of course, was Ty Detmer's brother, and they were both coached by their dad, Sonny Detmer.
Second down, 7.
They said they both had hot reads, knew how to read them. Here's Detmer. Out to Irving Fryer almost. He saw the blitz coming and got rid of it. Back in junior high, they knew what hot reads were. They knew how to read defenses. They knew how to.
Coy Detmer was saying that his brother Ty, of course, was kind of the guy that he copied himself after, and his dad did all their coaching, Sonny. He said, but the quarterback that he watched most as a kid, as a young kid, he said one was Roger Staubach, and then later it was Joe Montana. Not a bad duo.
No. And earlier this year, he gave Brett Favre a meaning. Detmer had room to run.
He could have run for the first down on that one.
He might have run to the end zone. There was nobody back there.
He's a quarterback, and he thinks that he wants to throw that, but as you said, there was no way that he could not have gotten a first down on that play. There's not a lot of opportunities like this when there's no one between you and a first down, but he threw a perfect pass.
Yeah.
Again, now that's the third pass that Graham has dropped on him.
A minute, 2 seconds left. Chris Bonio, who played here in Dallas, of course, was very successful for the Cowboys. That's not going to get there. Bonio from 48 yards is right and short. 7-3. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB and Terry will have scores and highlights from all over the league, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report.
I was surprised that the Eagles, when they had first down there, Pat, when they ran the ball inside, I was surprised they didn't take a shot, because you know, when you've only won 3 games all year and you're on your road, you got to try and make something happen. The Cowboys have left you in the game. Yep. You're still in the game. You know, take a shot and try and knock them out. But I think the Cowboys have to do the same thing. I mean, I think they said they wanted to play today with a sense of urgency, but they sure haven't done it yet in this first half.
They haven't done it for 3 weeks. Here's Aikman. Gets the ball to Jeffers. And that'll be a Cowboys first down across midfield.
The Cowboys have all their timeouts. They're going to take their first one right here. The first thing you try and do in this situation is you're on the 50-yard line. You try and pick up about 20 more yards to get in field goal position. After pass, you can see that, you know, Jeffers was wide open, and you talk about looking the ball into your hand. Patrick Jeffers sure did that.
And you talk about a perfect pass. That was right there.
I don't think there's anyone more accurate than Troy Aikman, and we say that all the time. But he says, you know, when he plays catch, and and I think this is a good lesson for a young kid that wants to be a quarterback. He always throws for a spot on the person. He just doesn't throw it to a guy. He throws it to like the guy's left shoulder or his right shoulder or his head or his belt buckle. You always pick a spot on the guy you're throwing to.
Now this is just playing catch now.
Yeah, and he said that he learned that as a kid. I mean, he's been doing that all his life.
4 wide receivers set up this time. The Eagles have been blitzing in situations like this, and here they come again, and Aikman is hit. But he gets the ball to Jeffers, and Jeffers gets the Dallas first down. Hurry up time. Cowboys have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, that's what the Eagles are doing on this shotgun is they've been blitzing. They blitzed both safeties that last play, and they've been getting there.
Aikman gets it to Michael Irvin this time. And moves the Cowboys closer to field goal range. Now they take their second timeout.
You know, one thing the Eagles are learning about Troy Aikman, or they probably knew it coming in, it's kind of an all or none. Either you're going to get him and sack him, or he's going to get you with a big completion.
He's going to find somebody open, and he's going to get it there.
Yeah, because they've already sacked him 3 times in the first half, and that equals the most that they've allowed this year. So they have had some success getting there too, and I think all the times that they've gotten there have been when the Cowboys have opened up the formation and been in a shotgun. Of course, there was that one time where he went down, and that was a fouled-up bootleg play. An interesting thing there, the Eagle defense came over to the sideline and met. That's kind of a basketball thing. You know, where all the players come over and they get in a huddle and talk to the coach.
Looks like they only have one defensive lineman on the field now. Yeah, that's their linebackers and defensive backs.
That's their rush package. They got, you know, they're going to have 3 rushers on the line of scrimmage, but the 2 outside guys are linebackers.
Nobody do. Here's Aikman, and the pass is knocked down right at the line of scrimmage by William Thomas.
And again, he had the blitz. He had the free guy coming from his backside. He's going to get the free guy coming from this side. You see the overload here, and they're going to get free on this side. You see right here they're free. So Troy Aikman sees and feels that and knows that he has to get rid of the ball quickly.
That's a weird looking thing to look down on the field and see nobody deep. Second down and a passing down.
Well, I think the Eagles are going that all out. They're either going to just rush 3 and drop everyone off, or they're going to bring the house.
Here they all come again, and Aikman throws to Jeffers, incomplete, and no flag. That flag back by Aikman now. I'm sorry.
But Troy Aikman knew that he just has to get rid of that ball. I mean, here's Patrick Jeffers here. And you see one thing that they like about Jeffers, that he's a big guy and he's a physical guy. Aikman threw that just a little short. It was a jump ball thing.
Offense number 88, rolling forward at the snap. The penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Did he say rolling forward at the snap?
Well, yeah, that was against Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Watch Troy Vincent right here at the end. When he puts that left hand in there, he just rips right up through Patrick Jeffers' face mask.
And then he hit it again, his face mask with his right hand.
And when you put your face mask up, that will put your head up and back and take your eyes off the ball.
And it will make it difficult to see. Those bars get up in front of your eyes.
But Patrick Jeffers has kind of become Troy Aikman's go-to guy.
He really has. Bjornson's holding. 51-yard field goal attempt. And that's not going to get there. And the score remains 7-3. Lozano, excuse me.
No, I was just going to say, you think that Chan Gailey is getting a little frustrated because the Cowboys still aren't playing like a playoff team. You know, on Thanksgiving Day, it started against Minnesota. They played lousy. Then they played real lousy against New Orleans. They didn't play. They played a little better, but not very good last week against the Chiefs. And so far in this half, they don't look like a playoff team.
You know, I think they got beaten by Minnesota on Thanksgiving Day 46-36. They think because they scored 36 points, they played well against Minnesota.
And I don't think that they've ever recovered. And, you know, I mean, you can only use the Dion card so many times. I mean, you know, Dion just plays defense, but they still have to tackle.
It's almost become a disruption. And a flag on the play as Corey Walker bangs away for a first down, and that will be probably the last play of the first half.
Unless it's
can't
against
end on
the
a
defense.
defensive
No,
penalty.
the half or end of the game can't end on a defensive penalty.
Holding offense number 61. The penalty is declined. The half is over.
Can't end on an offensive penalty. Well, you know, you have to be impressed with what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. I mean, they come in here and a team that's down and frustrated. The coach is going to be fired, but one thing they're doing is they're fighting them.
Yep, the Cowboys lead 7-3, but the Eagles have really hung in there well. Call it. Which team, the Eagles or the Cowboys, will have the most points in the second half of today's game? Join us on the internet. Log on to foxsports.com. Good luck. And on this week's Ask the Pros, the question is, which is sent in by Jay in Fort Hood, Texas. With Deion Sanders out, does Dallas have the fortitude to win the big games? The fortitude.
I don't know about the fortitude. I don't know exactly what the big game is, but if the big game is the Super Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to win the Super Bowl with Deion Sanders in or with Deion Sanders out. Now, I don't think Deion Sanders is going to play next week against the Washington Redskins. The Cowboys are already in the playoffs, and I think they're gearing to get him back for the playoffs. But the way they've played the last 4 games, I don't think that they're going to win in the playoffs anyway, either with or without Deion Sanders.
Even if they host a playoff game here, they somehow manage to beat the Eagles?
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll probably host a playoff game here. It'll be a wild card game, and the way they're playing, I mean, if they can't go out there and whip the Philadelphia Eagles, how are they going to beat a playoff team? And they've been playing this way. I mean, it's not like this game just jumped up today and hit them. I mean, they've been playing this game this way for a month.
First half statistics: 88 yards rushing for the Eagles, 96 for the Cowboys. No turnovers. That's surprising in a game like this with both teams, well, one team staggering, the Eagles. And there's Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys and a former great running back. Calvin Hill, whose son, of course, plays for the Detroit Pistons if they play.
I wonder what Jerry Jones is explaining there to Calvin Hill. It could be Deion Sanders' toe injury. I think that Jerry Jones, seriously, probably knows more about Deion Sanders' injury than anyone in the organization.
You know, you could be right, because I remember when Calvin Hill was the tailback, he had problems all 1 year with a turf toe. But now they say Deion doesn't have turf toe.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he has that big word that we put on the screen. It wasn't one big word, it's about 10 big words.
Yeah.
But you know, as Calvin Hill said, he said sometimes you'd rather have like a broken leg or something, so you're walking around in a cast and everyone can see it, than a bad toe.
Tyrone Hughes at the 4. And Hughes down the sideline, out of bounds. 7-3, Dallas leading. And here's that word: hyperdorsiflexion of the first metatarsal phalangeal joint. Is that okay?
Well, that's exactly what it is, and it's not anything, you know, worse than that. Is not anything better than that. I mean,
I hope it's not worse, because
that's hitting the nail right on the head.
The toenail.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing, I mean, it's not interesting for Irving Fryer, but Irving Fryer is a 15-year veteran, and he's playing with a broken toe. I mean, he's had a broken toe
since the second week of the season.
The second week of the season. Yeah. And in fact, he was in slippers last night. He can't even wear shoes.
Aikman to Billy Davis on the bounce.
One of the things that the Cowboys probably decided at halftime in the locker room is it's really tough throwing against this team on 3rd down when they get in a shotgun. So let's go on 1st down when we're getting a different type defense. And that's what they come out with here. And Troy Aikman still hasn't warmed up for the second half because he got that in there in one hop.
And that was good coverage, too, if it got there on a regular hop.
Yeah, but the quarterback has to get it all the way there on a fly.
2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Emmitt Smith. Emmitt finds a hole. The flag comes flying in after he picked up about 3 yards. And holding.
Yep, that's when the umpire calls that. You know that it's going to be holding, and you know that it's going to be against the offensive line. One of the things that the Cowboys have a tough time with, whether they get stopped by penalties or a bad play or whatever, they have a real difficult time with consistency. I mean, just getting drives and putting things together.
Well, Chan Gailey was saying, you know, it seems like, well,
offense number 79, 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Eric Williams. Chan Gailey was saying we get 5 yards on 1st down. And here's the holding call. That looked like fall on top of you.
Well, you know, I mean, there's so many things that happen in a play. You know, I mean, you get in so many positions, your initial position, your initial hit, your drive, as the ball carrier runs through, all those types of things. That you just take one part of it, and a guy could be holding during one part of it.
I started to say what Chan Gailey said about we get 5 yards on 1st down, and then on 2nd down, we get tackled for a 2-yard loss, and that's like a sack. That puts you in 3rd and 7 situations. So he said that seems to be happening to us a lot.
Yeah, because you lose the down and you also lose the distance.
Aikman drops. Hit just as he let it go, and this is going to be picked off by Michael Zordich, and Zordich is to the 31. Aikman was hit just.
He was hit by John Harris. I'll tell you, Harris got there about the same time. Here's John Harris here. He's working on Eric Williams. Now, why Eric Williams went to cut him, I have no idea. But when you go for a cut and you miss a cut, that's what's going to happen to your quarterback. Eric Williams went for the cut. He missed it, and John Harris was right on Troy Aikman as he threw the ball.
Hit his arm just as he let it go. And the Eagles move in good shape.
So you can give that interception to John Harris.
At the 31. The Eagles take over. And Detmer goes quickly to Graham. Knocked down in the end zone by Kevin Smith.
Wherever Kevin Smith lines up, whether it's right corner as he is today or left corner where he's played for years.
Now that's a good play.
When they want a big one, they're going to go after Kevin Smith. You see here, he makes a good play right there. He has good position. He's looking into Graham. Then he looks back and puts his left hand up. Lets a left hand come up there and just knock it away. That's excellent coverage there by Kevin Smith.
And he's playing out of position, out of his normal position. He's playing where Deion Sanders would play.
But if he wants to play, that's the only place he's going to play.
Detmer gets about 6 before he's knocked out of bounds. Davika Pittman nudged him out.
Did you see the game when the Eagles were playing against the Green Bay Packers? And I saw it on highlights, and Coy Detmer threw a touchdown pass, and he went over to Brett Favre and started doing all these gestures.
The mean.
Yeah, he said, I put a mean on. He said, I put my mean on and went over there to him. I said, well, why'd you do that? He said, because he's a character. And I said, well, you know him? He said, no. He said, I've never met him, but my brother Ty knew him.
Yeah. And he gave us a mean on last night. Here he is. Gets the ball up the middle and a drop. Deuce Staley.
Here's what I was just talking about. If we go back and we look at it right here, this was again. See, threw a touchdown pass, and then he started to go over. He started to go over there. He was given all these things, and then he started to talk right there. He was talking to Brett Favre. After that, Brett Favre got so upset, fired the whole Packer team up, and they went right down and scored.
Bonio hits the field goal, and it's 7-6. That from 41 yards by ex-Cowboy Chris Bonio. And the Eagles move to another point.
Let's talk about your gateway.
Sando will be visiting a lot of houses later this week.
Well, he's getting ready now.
Yeah.
Getting all the stuff ready.
Kick goes out of bounds, and they'll bring it all the way back up. That's the one thing that's disaster on kickoff, is to kick it out of bounds. Chris Bonio.
40-yard line, first down.
They bring it all the way up to the 40.
Yeah, in fact, that's one of the biggest penalties there is in football, because that is a penalty. When you kick the ball out of bounds, they throw a yellow flag, call it a penalty. You don't get to kick it over again, and then they put the ball on the 40. So that ball went out inside the 20. So in essence, that becomes a 20-yard penalty.
Used to be they just backed you up 5 yards if you kicked it out of bounds. Now they get on with things pretty quickly.
Unless it's an onside kick and it goes out of bounds, then they give you one more chance at it.
First and 10 at the 40. Emmett Smith and McTire made the hit.
You know, as a guy goes down, you're on the kickoff coverage, and you like to see the ball go in the end zone, and you hate to see it go out of bounds. You can just see, well, I'm going down to get a guy, I'm going down to get a guy, I'm going to get the guy. No, not out of bounds.
2nd and 6. Emmett Smith deep. He gets the carry again. And Emmett, who's had some big days against these Eagles, gets into Eagle territory.
I'll tell you who made a big block is Nate Newton. The ball was going to go. Now watch Nate Newton here. He's going to get in his guy, and then he's going to turn and make a wall, and then Emmitt Smith will go right inside that wall. You see him? He hit, turn right there. And you see, that's the wall. That started the wall that gave Emmitt Smith the haul.
That's what you call position.
And the first thing you have to do is you have to get into your guy first, then get the position.
Yep.
And when you're Nate Newton, that position will form a wall.
And here's Emmitt Smith again. Gets another carry and gets a couple of yards. Al Harris made the stop.
You know, the one thing that the Cowboys haven't been able to do today is do anything with a lot of consistency. The one thing they have been able to do is run on that left side.
Yes, they have.
And I think the tighter they stay to Larry Allen and Nate Newton on that left side, they have the more success, and then bounce out later. But at the line of scrimmage, you keep that thing in tight and then get outside after you get past the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8. 3 wide receivers set up this time. That's Jeffers in motion. And Aikman drops. Blitz was coming. Emmitt Smith picked it up. It was intended for Michael Irvin.
That was a heck of a block by Emmitt Smith, wasn't it?
Yep.
The tough thing was Troy Aikman's read was to the side of the blitz. So the blitz was coming towards him, and he was affected by it. But watch Emmitt Smith here come out to the left. Now see, Troy Aikman is looking to the left, and Emmitt Smith makes a heck of a block that he really unloaded on that thing. Emmitt Smith is not just a runner. But it's tough when you're trying to throw a short pass on a 3-step drop to the side of a blitz.
4 wide receivers this time. Aikman out of the shotgun. Intended for Ogden, who is hammered by William Thomas, and the Cowboys will have to punt.
I'll tell you, that's the type of thing that they were trying to do. They're going to rush 3 men, and that time they rushed 3 and dropped 8. And now when you drop 8, there's going to be a heck of a lot of green jerseys you have to throw into. And that was their all or none theory. You know, the Eagles are going to either bring them all or bring none. That play, they brought none.
Freddie Solomon back deep for the Eagles. Toby going to kick it for the Cowboys. Kick. Solomon signaled fair catch and makes it at the 12. And let's just listen to the sounds of the game. (7-6) Dallas leading Philadelphia. Pat Summerall with John Madden at Texas Stadium. The Cowboys are in the playoffs, but they need a victory to assure themselves of being a host for a playoff game, a wild card match. That's Deuce Staley. He gets out to about the 15.
Greg Ellis played that one real well. You know, you see him hit, and now don't go where he is, but come right down here and cut him off at the point. Greg Ellis did exactly that to Deuce Staley.
That makes it 2nd and 8. Coy Detmer, the quarterback. Staley goes in motion. Detmer drops. Outside to Kevin Turner. And his fullback, I believe, got enough for a first down. That's Kavika Pittman, who's down.
Yeah, and Trey Thomas just dropped him. Kavika Pittman was putting on a pass rush move. Trey Thomas is a tackle, and he just dropped him when Kavika Pittman jumped.
7-6. That's a pretty good wallop.
That was a good pass protection by Trey Thomas because he stayed with his guy, and Kavika Pittman was going on his rush. Then he went to jump up to deflect the ball, and then Trey Thomas just got right underneath him and twisted him around and put him down.
Michael Myers has taken number 97's place.
You know, one of the things the Eagles talked about yesterday that they have to do is they have to handle Leon Lett and know where he is in the front. And Leon Lett has been quiet today. He hasn't made a tackle in this game.
That's hard to believe. I believe this is Deuce Staley. And Staley gets a first down. There's a flag on the play back at about the 26-yard line.
That's going to be holding against the Eagles. That was called by the referee. Again, usually the umpire, the guy behind the defense, calls it. There's a referee behind the offense.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of
Called
the
against
foul.
Trey Thomas.
First down.
Trey Thomas was the guy that just had made that block before on Kavika Pittman. He's the rookie left tackle, number 72. And it looked like right there at the end of the play, he had his left hand on the jersey.
Leon Lett, who, as John Madden just said, has been sort of neutral today. First and 16, beg your pardon. And here's the draw play to Kevin Turner. And right now, for an NFL update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
A Pat nip and tuck battle in Arizona. Take a look at this block. Adrian Morrell on the run. Look at Jake the Snake. Great block. That sprung him 21 yards to pay dirt. Arizona now back on top by 3 midway through the third. Pat and John.
The Cowboys leading by 1 on 2nd and 11.
What did he say? That was a nip and tuck battle?
That's what he said.
Well, we got a nip and tucker here, I guess.
That's a lateral. And it goes to Deuce Staley, and Greg Ellis is out there to take him down.
That's the second big play that Greg Ellis has made on this drive. Remember, the first one was when Deuce Staley ran to their left side, and here he goes out to the right side. And again, Greg Ellis, a defensive lineman, right down the line of scrimmage. That's one of the things the Cowboys wanted to do, is get their defense to pursue and gang tackle and swarm the ball today. And they are getting a little of that out of that guy, Greg Ellis. Look at this. Philadelphia's 0 for 8 on third down conversions. That's what the game is all about today.
And Detmer gets it out, and incomplete. Juggled by Deuce Staley, and incomplete.
0 for 9 on first and second down, but it's his third down play. That was a good pass.
Good throw.
He just dropped that ball, but I will say this, it wasn't enough for a first down anyway. They still would have had a punt, even if he caught that ball.
Tyrone Hughes for the Cowboys standing back at his own 45, and Hutton will punt. Flag on the play as Hughes drops the punt, picks it up, and scoots forward.
And the flag is right back in the area of the punter.
Yep. 30-yard punt, 4-yard return. The word on Kavika Pittman is a strained right hamstring. And that looked like more than that.
That's what we're talking about. On that clicker, you could see that his left leg was way up in the air when his right foot landed, and then you can see how that was just pulled or stretched.
The result of the play was a fair catch that was muffed, hit the ground, therefore illegally advanced. There was also holding by the kicking team, number 35, on the play. That penalty is declined. Dallas keeps the ball, first down.
8:12 left to play in the third quarter at Texas Stadium, with the Cowboys leading by a single point.
And by the motor truck, it's the truck.
You done your Christmas shopping, John? I get no answer. Flag on the play. Against Dallas.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Mike Kiselak, the center.
You know, that's the area, if you say where the Cowboys have problems all year, and it's that center area. I mean, not Mike Kiselak here. You see him, he just grabs and holds his guy. But whether it was Clay Shiver or Mike Kiselak, in the middle there, they've been getting too much. They've been getting too much pressure all year.
Put the flag on him.
Well, that's one way to tell the people in the stands and the people at home who the penalty was on.
First and 20. Emmitt Smith swings to his left. He is knocked out of bounds short of the line of scrimmage by Al Harris.
Al Harris has been playing out there the whole game for Bobby Taylor, and he's doing a pretty good job.
Doing a good job.
Again, you see Larry Allen pulling out here. Now, you think he can't run by Al Harris. He has to look out here. You see Al Harris sneaks right up by him. Now, that's the way you have to do it. If Larry Allen comes out and you're Al Harris and you're, a 190-pound corner, you better sneak up by Larry Allen. You don't want to take him on. But he's done that twice on that play and been successful both times.
Sherman Williams replaces Emmitt Smith. Aikman drop. Hayward Clay makes the reception and gets a Dallas first down. The blocking tight end, Troy Benson, made the stop.
And Troy Aikman wasn't going to throw to Hayward Clay, but you have a progression and you have a read. And you see here, he's looking to his left, and then he comes back and he finds Hayward Clay on that deep end coming across there. And he says, what the heck, I'm going to throw it to the open guy. But Hayward Clay was not number one in that progression. I would say he was about number 3. And the way he caught the ball, he looks like a blocking tight end.
I bet you he and him caught a ball in practice. Here's Emmitt Smith again. And Emmitt surges ahead to about the 25-yard line. Rick Jefferson made the stop.
That was his first catch of the season in a game, and then you wonder, like you say, if they ever throw it to him in practice. So that could have been the first catch he's had in a couple of years, anywhere.
Well, he caught it 2 or 3 times. Second and 4.
Tony Hudson is in here right now at the tight end. We got the extra blocking on the right side.
And they go the other way with Emmitt. And a flag comes flying on the play. Emmitt didn't quite get a first down.
I'll tell you one thing about these Eagles, and they always have, they'll hit you.
Yep.
I mean, they do. I mean, they come and you do a Philadelphia Eagle game over the years, and you can hear the crack in a pad.
Especially since Ray Rhodes has been
Offense
there.
number 63, 10-yard penalty.
He says, I can't complain. The guys, nobody's lying down. The guys have given me all they've got.
Yep, and that's another holding penalty on Mike Kiselak. That's a drive stopper. He's already had one on this drive and then another one. That's 20 yards of penalties against him. You can look at the success they've had here. Their team rushing 14 times to the left, 8 to the middle, and they've only run 1 time to the right. So they got something going there in the middle and to the left.
Second and 14. Blitz up the middle. They hit Aikman just before he let it go. And the pass is low as a result.
And probably in his career, Troy Aikman is probably, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and how tough they play and how hard they hit, but they have probably knocked Troy Aikman down more than any team in the NFL.
Well, it's like a lot of things. When the word starts to go around that one of the keys to beating the Cowboys is to put some pressure and knock Aikman down, everybody starts doing it.
Yeah, now here the Cowboys get up, and this is a down that they've had trouble with all day too, this 3rd and long. They get a free play there. Nope, they didn't give him a free play. But the Eagles jumped on that one. They were coming on a blitz, and they got there before the ball was snapped.
Well, they should have given him a free play if it's against the Eagles, shouldn't they?
Yeah, except they blew the whistle.
Yep.
I would think that if it were against the defense, that they'd let it go unless the guy was running unabated to the quarterback. If against the offense, then that's when they blow the whistle.
Yep.
So there could have been the guy that blew the whistle could have called the play against the offense.
Neutral zone infraction by the defense. Came into the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to move. 5-yard penalty, it's still 3rd down.
Now, see, and that's a new rule this year. They used to let the guy jump in the neutral zone and then get
jump back.
And then if the offensive guy moved, it was against the offensive guy. This year, if you jump in the neutral zone, make the offensive guy move, then it's against the defense.
With the penalty, 39 Cowboys.
Ray Rhodes lives not too far, or his home rather is not too far from Dallas. Mejia wanted to say hello to his mom. Anyway, he said when he goes home to visit, all of his mom's friends are Cowboy fans, and they come over and they start talking about the Cowboys. Finally, when it's time to eat, he chases the Cowboy fans out and says, "Get them out of here, Mom." Pass is caught by Michael Irvin. They herd him out of bounds.
Yeah, and the fans are booing because, I don't know, probably because of a late hit. But the other thing they could do is throwing that short pass and not coming anywhere near the 1st down. But the Eagles made him do that.
Yep.
I mean, with their blitzing coming, he's either going to have to take a sack or throw the ball now. So you see Michael Irvin, he's just running a short out here. He's not anywhere near getting a 1st down. I mean, he just catches the ball and waits to get hit. And there's no way that he was close to a 1st down.
So, field goal attempt coming up. Richie Cunningham.
So the officials are stopping the clock here, and they're saying it's their own timeout.
Like they're trying to get the 1st down yardage chain squared away after that collision and confusion in front of the.
That's exactly what happened when they ran out of bounds there. They knocked the chains askew. And you see here, he gets his pressure from the backside.
Yep.
So he has to throw it then. If he doesn't throw it then, he's going to take that sack right in the back.
And he felt that pressure coming.
Right. So he throws it, and then it's short, and then it doesn't get a 1st down. But he had to throw it at that time because they didn't pick up that backside blitzer.
Richie Cunningham from 42 yards out this time. He missed from 51 his last effort. Bjornsson holding. This one is a little bit more in his range. This one's going to get there, and it is good by Cunningham. And so the Cowboys increase their lead to 4. They lead the Eagles 10-6 with 5 left in the 3rd. Hit by the 1st down marker. Goins' kick comes to Corey Walker. And Walker is out to only about the 15-yard line. Isaiah Reese.
Yeah, Walker wasn't exactly sure on that. Did you see whether to bring it out or not? And it was one of those things, you got it, I got it, you take it, let's go, don't go. Watch him, you see he's here, and then he hesitates for that minute. And just that little hesitation there is what brings this.
Well, Rossum told him to bring it out, and he didn't want to come out with it.
Yeah, and then that hesitation is a thing that gets that blocking, because you have to get up into your wedge as quickly as possible.
Here's Deuce Staley out to about the 20. And again, for an NFL update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat, of course, Atlanta going for the NFC West title, first time since '80, trailing here. But look at Chandler, pinpoint pass to Terrence Mathis, 27-yard strike. It is all tied up at 17 apiece. Take it back. Pat Summerall and John Madden.
2nd and 6 for the Eagles at their own 20. Cowboys showing blitz, and they work. Deuce Staley, the ball carrier, couldn't get anything underway.
Yeah, and that was one of those run blitzes too, because they just brought Darren Woodson up, and he was ready there, and he's like another linebacker, and there was no way that there was going to be any way that they could run. Watch them, see here, they're run blitzing, they get the power in there, they get the free guy in there, they get the penetration, and right behind that, in case they gotten through, was Darren Woodson standing there.
Artie Smith made the stop.
Hey,
3rd down. This is what they've been unable to do. And they still are, and Woodson comes up with the interception. And Darren Woodson is out of bounds. The flag on the play. Kevin Smith, I beg your pardon. I thought it was Woodson from where he was playing. But there's a flag on the play. Kevin Smith.
That was a deflected ball. Kevin Smith was just playing a zone on that play. And the penalty is against the Cowboys. But again, I think it's a clipping penalty.
Yes, it is.
And it looks like it would be after the interception.
Personal foul, blocking below the waist by the intercepting team, number 34. 15-yard penalty. Dallas keeps the ball, first down.
That's Larry Brown, who was just activated a couple of weeks ago.
You see, Kevin Smith is just back here on this right side of the screen. Coy Detmer throws the ball. It bounces up in the air. See, Kevin Smith was playing on another guy. That wasn't his man. He was playing his man as a right corner. The ball just bounces right up in the air, and he picks it off.
Woodson was playing the receiver, the intended receiver.
Woodson was the guy that got his hand on the ball, I think, and deflected. The ball was meant to go to Fontenot. Darren Woodson deflects it, and Kevin Smith comes up with the interception.
So the Cowboys get a break, a turnover. Emmett Smith, the deep back, and Aikman throws. Urban.
You know, Michael Irvin really got beat up last week against Kansas City. Remember that?
And he's hurting right now.
And that hit that he got from Carter, and he's been hurting all week. And it's one of those things that he didn't practice until Friday. He only practiced one day, and he was moving a little gingerly on that day.
Yep.
You just see when you have a back, I mean, it's going to hurt the initial hit by Troy Vincent, and then the next hit when your body hits the ground.
They got 5 yards, 2nd and 5. A yard, a half yard maybe. Here's what caused the discomfort. The injury to Michael Irvin from last week when he was hit by Carter.
Yeah, Dale Carter, I think this is more than discomfort. I mean, when you get hit like this. In fact, Michael Irvin said it wasn't that hit there, but it was him hitting the ground when he hurt his back. And then that will make you move a little gingerly during the next week.
3rd and 4. Leading 10-6, 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. And they show him blitz again. And timeout Dallas.
The Cowboys just can't get this part of their game right, can they? This third down part.
Nope. Next Saturday, it's a Fox NFL special. Randy Moss, rookie sensation, leads the high-flying Minnesota Vikings into Tennessee to battle the Tennessee Oilers. Coverage begins Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox. Those Vikings are a joy to watch. They got a lot of weapons going.
And, you know, because they're a joy to watch, they've won a lot of games, and that's always a joy to watch. And I think that it was those Vikings that started these Cowboys on a downhill spiral. You know what's been the tough part of this game is this situation right here, this third down. There have been 20 third downs in this game by both teams, and there's only been 2 conversions.
That's almost hard to believe.
Yeah, see, the Eagles are none for 10. These guys are 2 for 10, but they're 0 out of their last 5.
Aikman goes back in that shotgun again.
That's a snap. Good snap.
Here comes the blitz, and he just barely does get rid of it.
That's the other thing you can say is watch the snap and watch the blitz, and they haven't. I don't think they blocked that. They have picked up a guy coming off one of these corners. Here, it's coming from this side. The last time it was coming from the other side, but they just overload the right side or the left side. And I think every time they've gone and shotgun, there's been a free guy from the outside that has gotten a shot.
If Tim McTire, who was the man coming free, they just didn't have enough guys to block.
Oh. In fact, William Thomas was right there, and that could have been an interception. He jumped up, and the ball hit him in the belt buckle.
Cunningham will try again from 41. And he's good again from 41. 42 and 41 the last 2. 13-6 Dallas. A minute 53 left in the 3rd.
Hey, you know, I was down here in Texas this week, and I And I heard all this thing that you were pretty active on Tuesday. What'd you do?
I went to a satellite hookup.
Oh, this is you?
Yeah.
I see
hat.
Denver
And those guys on the right side of the picture are on the aircraft carrier Enterprise in the Persian Gulf. This was the day before the attack on Baghdad.
They got a lot of people hurt.
It was an 8-second delay. So their reaction to whatever I said and my reaction to them was 8 seconds before it took place.
Well, you know, I know that was great for them. And I'm sure that was great for you. Huh?
Yeah, what a great experience. Didn't see him. Kavika Pittman, we're told, will not return after that hamstring injury. You know, I don't know if you could hear the questions those guys were asking, but I did tell them we'd say hello again today because they were watching. Goins kick sails deep into the end zone, and this one there's no indecision. Rossum tells Corey Walker, keep it there. Oh, everybody has injuries, but look at the starters the Cowboys have, and this is not meant certainly as an excuse. Sanders, LaFleur, Kavika Pittman, Ernie Mills out for the rest of the year. Chris Warren was hurt today. Everett McIver out for the rest of the year. A lot of people they had counted on.
You know, one of those that I think are very big and doesn't really get a lot of attention is Ernie Mills. And I think you know, you look at this third down stuff. He was a big part of that, third down conversions and all those things. And I think they miss him a heck of a lot.
Detmer pass is almost picked off.
Well, that
Kevin
one,
Mathis.
No, that one wasn't dropped. I mean, he had 4 of his last 6 dropped. In fact, he had 7 passes dropped on him today. Even that one that was intercepted was a deflection. See him drop here. I mean, he has plenty of time, but whoa, boy, that is awfully close.
Hervin McCormick hit Detmer. Here is Deuce Staley, and Deuce is knocked down by McCormick and Leon Lett.
Irvin McCormick was all over the field on this other place. Now Leon Lett got down there. I think that the Cowboys are kind of picking up now and doing some of the things on defense that they wanted to do at the beginning of the game. You know, I mean, tackle well, swarm, gang tackle, hit the quarterback, all those kinds of things.
Why can't they do it at the beginning of the game?
I don't know, and maybe their offense will come to life here in the 4th quarter, and they'll start picking up some first downs and start putting some things together. Look at this offense.
Here's Detmer back to throw and gets it to Irving Fryer, who has it bounce off his knee.
I tell you again, Irving Fryer dropped that ball. Probably should have caught that, but it wouldn't have been a first down anyway. That's one of those things where you have 4th and about 8, and you throw a 3-yard pass. It's a crossing pattern here to Irving Fryer. No, that ball's right there. I mean, there's no reason at all to drop that one.
No.
Other than your toe hurts because it's broken.
Here's Huck. Back to punt again. Not a good kick. Tyrone Hughes back at the 40. And the Cowboys will take over there. On New Year's Day, the place to watch college football is on Fox. When the NCAA's all-time leading rusher and Heisman Trophy winner, Ricky Williams, leads the Longhorns of Texas against the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Don't miss the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic New Year's Day here on Fox.
We'll be seeing Ricky Williams in one of these uniforms, NFL uniform next year, huh?
He said, I was talking with him 3 weeks ago, he says he wants to go to Cleveland.
Well, because he probably wants to be the first player taken in the draft. And
which means?
That he goes to Cleveland.
And it means probably
a lot of money?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Here's a reverse to Sherman Williams. Aikman stays to block. And Sherman Williams is knocked out of bounds after a pickup of 8.
I think Troy Aikman picked off Greg Jefferson just enough to let Sherman Williams get. I'm not going to call this a great block. I'm not going to say, hey, big old number 8 got out there. He's a big 240-pound quarterback.
Say that.
And he made a devastating block. The key word is just enough to hold him off to let Sherman Williams get to the outside.
I'm glad you didn't call that a great block.
No, but if you're Greg Jefferson, Jefferson got all ready to take on a hit, and he bent his knees and spread his legs and his toes and got underneath the shoulder pads, and there was no hit there.
2nd and 2, Emmitt Smith will have a first down. And fumble, scramble.
The Eagles have it.
Emmitt Smith on the carry.
And the Eagles do have it. John Harris.
John Harris has had a pretty good game today. I mean, he's had a couple of sacks. He's made some pretty good tackles. Here he just dives on this ball. See, again, great blocking over there. I mean, that hole is so big, again, made by Larry Allen.
And Nate Newton.
And just as Emmitt Smith goes through there, he just gets that ball knocked out by Steve Martin. Watch number 73, Steve Martin there.
Yeah.
He just got his hand in there and knocked the ball out. Emmitt Smith would have just stayed a little more left and followed Moose Johnston through. He wouldn't have been that tight to his center's block.
Just hit the back of the ball and knocked it out of Emmitt's hands. 8 seconds left, 3rd quarter, 13-6. But the Eagles now get a turnover. Staley to about the 46. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score of the Cowboys 13, the Eagles 6. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station. Back at Texas Stadium, it's 13-6. The Cowboys leading the Eagles. The Eagles have the ball at the Cowboy 47.
Troy Aikman looked a little relieved in that shot, didn't he?
During commercial, yes, he did. With reason. Detmer pass is caught by Staley, and Staley still on his feet, breaks a tackle. Kevin Mathis just can't wrap up with that broken arm, and Staley just kept right on going.
And that's where Kevin Mathis has the problems, you know, because of that. He can cover, and he covers well, but when he gets in this open field, he had the same problem last week. You see him coming up right there. He just can't wrap. He can't wrap, so he has to wait. Just get the hit, and then wait until someone else gets here. Watch Stu Staley catch this ball. I mean, you catch it with your hands right out in front, and then just bring it in.
There's Staley with the carry down to the 23. On first down.
You know who's a pretty good blocker is Ian Beckles, the right guard of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Real scrappy.
I know he's a guy I think that even Ray Rhodes said has been their most consistent offensive lineman. And I think he's the guy that's responsible for Leon Lett a lot today. In fact, Leon Lett's lined up on him in this play right here.
And we haven't mentioned Leon Lett a lot. Here comes the Cowboy blitz. Flag on the play. Strickland and Woodson were both coming on the blitz.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 80. 5-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
Against Irving Fryer. That has not been a good day for Irving.
No, and there's no excuse for that. I mean, you know, that's just lack of concentration because, I mean, of all the guys that can jump off sides, the last guy that should ever be off sides is a wide receiver. I mean, that's just not thinking. Because if you don't know the count, if you don't know something, you just look in. But there's no way when you're the outside guy right here that you should be doing that. Right. And he's played for 15 years. I mean, you don't have to tell him that. He's also the first guy to know that.
Detmer drops. To Kevin Turner.
Big play by Chad Hennings.
Chad Hennings, right.
That's the thing. You know, there's so many screen passes playing today that these tackles are really starting to play it. And you just see Chad Hennings here. And the minute right here that he sees it, instead of continuing his pass rush, he feels those guys going. So he runs right down the line.
Ball at the 25. It's 3rd and 11.
But the more you run that screen pass, the more these tackles start to play it like that.
Cowboys are coming. Detmer gets rid of the ball, gets it to Jeff Graham, and Graham was on his knees when he made the catch and couldn't get up in time to get any more yards.
Yeah, and again, Coy Detmer has that same thing. You say, well, he didn't throw for a first down. Well, the defense didn't let him throw for a first down. I mean, he was running for his life. There was a jailbreak coming on him, and he just had to go back and get rid of the ball. And Philadelphia's now 0 for 12 on 3rd down, but when you get 4 guys running free, that's the definition of a jailbreak on a quarterback.
Chris Bonio will try from 39 yards away to get 3 for Philadelphia, and does. Bonio, of course, played here, played successfully here for years. 13-9. 12 minutes, 2 seconds left. 13-9. The Cowboys over the Eagles. Kick is short to Tyrone Hughes, and he comes out of the end zone with it and gets out to about the 34-yard line. Good return.
I would think if I were the Cowboys now that I would start thinking about throwing more on 1st and 2nd down. You know, that you don't want to get away from the run, but you're not having any success with your shotgun. You're not having any success on 3rd down. And every time you get in 3rd down, they're blitzing you and they're overloading, and you're not able to pick it up. So maybe you try it on 1st and 2nd down when you don't get those overloaded blitzes.
So 1st and 10 Cowboys at their own 34. Higgins fakes it, throws it to Emmitt Smith. Fake to Emmitt, through to Emmitt. Mike Caldwell there to make the stop.
Yeah, and then you would hope that your wide receivers would get open so that when you do throw it on 1st down that you can, you know, pick up bigger chunks of yardage than, I mean, that wasn't much different from a run right there.
2nd and 5.
I think they're working on Brian Dawkins there, the free safety of the Eagles, to give him a little extra help in that back protection.
Tim McTire's taking his place. Here's Aikman again to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt crosses midfield and gets to the Eagle 48. William Thomas chased him out of bounds.
You know, one guy, I don't know if he's caught a pass all day, is Billy Davis. And the one thing about Billy Davis is he's always kind of around making a block.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he does those little things, you know, that a wide receiver doesn't always do, but he doesn't do the big things a wide receiver. He doesn't catch a lot of passes, but here's a guy who gets out there, what, just that little block right there on Al Harris. You see, that's the block, maybe a little hole, but that's what sprung Emmitt Smith.
And gets the Cowboys a 1st down. That's Davis in motion now. And Aikman on a flea flicker, toss it back, and Aikman's going to take off and tiptoe out of bounds.
Yeah, he had to take off because the flea flicker, that's again an all or none play, and they were trying to get it. They were trying to get it deep to Michael Irvin. And you're going to see, here's Michael Irvin here, and he's going to have good coverage on him down here because these 3 guys don't get faked by the flea flicker. You see, here's a flea flicker there. These 3 guys stay back there, so you end up really in a triple coverage against Michael Irvin, and that was the guy they were trying to hit.
2nd and 6. Emmitt Smith, by the way, is over 100 yards on the day. 21 carries, 101 yards. The 7th 100-yard game of this year. And he adds a couple more right there. This is Emmitt Smith's 55th 100-yard game in the regular season. 55th.
I'll tell you, Mike Caldwell came in and tried to knock the helmet off of Emmitt Smith's head on that play. And Emmitt Smith had to make a cut there, and I think he's lucky that he did, because Caldwell was coming on him all out. Watch him, he's going to come. Watch him right there. Right there. I mean, he missed it, did a twirl on that, but if he would have hit, that would have been a heck of a collision.
3rd and 6, a flag on the play.
Philadelphia, that's their first charge team timeout.
I guess there wasn't a flag. Maybe there was just a timeout call.
I think the Eagles only had 10 guys.
I think that's right. So they call the timeout. Series. It previews Sunday, January 10th on Fox. Aikman retreats, throws it out of bounds.
Now that one was good coverage. See, Cowboys had 4 receivers in there. This time the Eagles didn't blitz, but they had good coverage, so Aikman had to again get knocked down because he didn't have anyone to throw to. But see, he had 3 wide receivers out here, and you see the coverage on those 3 wide receivers. No one beats anyone over there. Now here's the left side. You see Patrick Jeffers here. He's getting against the zone. He gets hit by that corner, and then the safety's coming over.
Freddie Solomon back deep. Toby going to kick it. Another one of those failed 3rd down conversions. Solomon jumps up to about the 12-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will begin their next possession. 13-9 the score. For the most part, Cowboys leading 13-9. They got 1 touchdown. Outside to Fryer from Detmer, and he's upended by Kevin Mathis.
Yeah, we were talking about Kevin Mathis not being able to wrap. He sure made a tackle on that one.
Pat Summerall with John Madden at Texas Stadium. There's that last tackle. Can't wrap up. Don't need to wrap up. 2nd and 8. Neither team has been able to do much with their 3rd down conversions. They've only been 2 all day, both by Dallas. And that's been the story. Why it's so low scoring, and a flag on the play again.
You know, on 12 straight 3rd downs, they haven't made a 1st down. The last 6 times the Eagles had a 3rd down, and the last 6 times the Cowboys had a 3rd down, they didn't convert. And they both play 1st and 2nd down pretty well, and then they get to 3rd down, and both teams are blitzing the other guy and make them throw when they don't want him.
Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Here's the only touchdown we've had, and it was a fake field goal by the holder, Eric Bjornsson.
And the thing that set up that was a 3rd down run that didn't make it for a 1st down. So they didn't get that, so then they went to the field goal, faked the field goal. Eric Bjornsson had a great big hole over there in the left side.
Bubba Miller in the game now at tight end on the left side for the Eagles.
That means either run or maximum pass protection.
Run. Deuce Staley. Staley fighting for extra yardage. Gets close to a 1st down. Right now for an NFL update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Had a lot of good on this run here by Jamal Anderson in the 4th. Take a look at the nifty swift moves here by Jamal. 26-yard run that sets up his 1-yard touchdown scat. And guess what? He is now the new single-season rushing leader, breaking Gerald Riggs' record. He's also a Madden 99 guy. Back to Pat and John.
You see the playoff picture. Detmer has a man. Jeff Graham.
Well, Jeff Graham had dropped 3 or 4 passes today, but he sure caught that one, and that was just a takeoff. And it was really double coverage. I mean, here's Jeff Graham here, and you see they have him doubled. He gives a little out and up, and we talked about that earlier, that the next thing they were going to do to Kevin Smith was the out and up. Because the last time they ran an out on him, Kevin Smith jumped on him. So they saved that play, and they come back with it, and they run the out and up.
And Detmer did well to get that ball there because the Cowboy rush was all over him. Here's Staley. And Staley gets to the 31.
Now, one thing, we have a team here, the Philadelphia Eagles, have only won 3 games all year, and we brought this up before too. But when you see an Eagle game, you hear a lot of cracking. I mean, you know, you can just hear the hits. I mean, you hear the blocks, you hear the tackles, and these two teams really do go after each other.
That's Irving Fryer, veteran, playing with a broken toe already. Down for the Eagles. 13-9 they trail. The Cowboys 13, Philadelphia 9. Here's tonight's lineup on Fox. Following football, the world's funniest, Simpsons, that 70s show, and the X-Files coming up tonight. Following football here on Fox. Second down for the Eagles. 2nd and 4. They trailed 13-9. But there's the Cowboys 32. Blitz. Staley. Ran into Coakley. Summarize what's happened so far in this match at Texas Stadium. Turnovers 1 for Philadelphia, 2 for Dallas. Points off Philadelphia 6, Dallas 3. Emmitt Smith 22 rushes, 101 yards. Detmer 17 out of 32, 185 yards, the 1 interception.
And the big summary of this game, though, has been the Eagles, you know, moving the ball pretty good, getting in this situation, 3rd down. Look at them. They've had 12 third downs today, and they haven't converted 1.
0 for 12. That's why all they have is field goals. Something
happened to Trey Thomas on that play, and it happened to his helmet, his chin strap, or his whatever it was. That's number 72 there. It's Randall Godfrey has a hold of him, and he rips his helmet right off, and he ripped something else off, and Trey Thomas, the starting left tackle, had to come out.
Detmer throws. I don't know if it's complete or not. It was a shovel push pass.
I don't know if that was a pass or a shot put, but it is. Yeah, that was one of those things that Detmer was going to pass.